بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome to episode 14 of the series Filtering Out What the Prophet ﷺ Never Said. Someone asked, Assalamu alaikum, could you discuss the hadith in Sahih Bukhari where the Prophet ﷺ draws a circle on the ground and explain the meaning behind these hadiths? So the two that were mentioned are close. One is a longer narration that explains more, but in essence they're both authentic narrations in Sahih Bukhari. The Prophet ﷺ, he didn't draw a circle, he drew a square. So this narration, this hadith is sahih. The Prophet ﷺ one time drew a square, and he also drew a line in the middle of that square, extending all the way outside of that square, from within the square, but that line extended all the way to outside that square. And he also drew small lines from that line in the middle of the square extending to out. He drew some lines on the inside of the square, not on the outside of the square. And then he said, هذا الإنسان, this is the human being. In other words, this line that is extending. وهذا أجله محيط به, and this is his ajal, meaning his lifespan, how long he's gonna live. When someone's death comes, that's it, their time is up. So that square surrounding a person, that's their lifespan. They're not gonna live beyond that. And that which is extending outside, that line which is extending outside the square, amalu, his hope, a person's hope. We live our lives, we plan, and we live our lives as if we are going to live forever. We really have hope that always extends beyond our actual lifespan. In other words, the Prophet ﷺ is showing that people's hopes, the way they live their lives at least, shows that their hope that they're going to live beyond what their actual lifespan is. People have long hope, and we've talked about long hope in other episodes, in one of the episodes in the Authentic Statements of the Companions series. And as far as the small lines that Prophet ﷺ drew, he said these are al-a'rad. These are the difficulties and hardships and problems that happen in life, the trials, tribulations, calamities, the hardships or calamities that befall someone in life. If one misses him, the other one will inflict him, or will impact them. And if this one miss, then the other one would impact him or inflict him. In other words, the Prophet ﷺ is demonstrating, and again we see, and we again in the other episodes as well, in other series, we talked about how the Prophet ﷺ demonstrated, actually drew on the ground for his companions to demonstrate visually for them. And this example, the Prophet ﷺ is demonstrating the human being and his lifespan and his hope, long hope, living beyond what, his hope that is always extending beyond, outside of his square, outside of his lifespan. A person's long hope, thinking that they're going to live longer than what they actually are going to, and the different calamities that befall someone throughout their life, and how sometimes a person might, for example, gets into a car accident, but they might walk away unharmed, uninjured, but that calamity missed them, but then they might trip and fall and break a leg, for example. Another calamity might befall them and actually inflict them. So again, the Prophet ﷺ is showing us, demonstrating life, the calamities in life, a person's lifespan, a person's long hope beyond that, and that's the message the Prophet ﷺ is trying to explain to us in a visual way as well. بارك الله فيكم، جزاكم الله خيرا، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.